wonderful. Fantastic. What an effect. You look terrific. Let's face it, Howard. You look good in anything. There could have been a fortune in modelling for you.
Oh, that looks very nice, Howard.
Thank you, Mary.
What's happened to Trevor?
He's in the food department attending a sausage tasting.
But I want him to look at a new cardigan.
He may look, Mary, but he won't buy anything. He hasn't bought anything since 1965.
I know, but I want you to persuade him, Howard. He might listen to you. You have such good taste.
That's true. But good taste is something you're born with. It's not easy to pass on, Mary. And I mean, look at it. Where does one start? What a challenge.
Where have you been, Trevor?
Food department. I had a slice of melon, been to a cheese tasting, sampled 4 different sausages, and tested a new dry sherry. In fact, if we go down there later on, there won't be any need for lunch.
Never mind about that, Trevor. I want you to look around for a nice cardigan.
I don't need one, Mary.
Of course you do. Howard will advise you. He knows more about leisure wear.
I'm not surprised. He has more leisure than I do.
Now, listen, Trevor, if I'm going to give you the benefit of my good taste and flair for colour, I want your cooperation. It's not easy to make a silk purse out of a sow's ear.
Who are you calling a sow's ear?
Don't argue, Trevor. While I'm getting my hair done, you get yourself a nice cardigan. A good one. Now, you look after the bag.
All right.
And I'll see you in the cafeteria later.
Well, come on, Trevor, don't hover. You'd better find an assistant.
Couldn't we just look first, Howard?
You need all the help you can get. Excuse me.
Can I help you, sir?
Yes, my friend over there is looking for some leisure clothes, and as you can see, we have a slight problem.
Oh, yes. Is there some physical defect?
No, that's the jacket. But he hasn't always looked like that. I can assure you that in 1965, he cut a very dashing figure in that jacket, wearing it with cavalry twills, brown brogues, and a yellow waistcoat. Now, what we've got to do is drag him kicking and screaming into the 1980s. That's why I want your help.
Of course, sir.
Now, I'd like you to look upon him as a blank canvas, awaiting the touch of the artist's brush.
Oh, yes.
Bringing out in rich and vivid colours the hidden and essential inner man. Oh, by the way, don't show him any price tags, otherwise he might faint. Now, don't rush across. Creep up on him, otherwise you'll take flight.
No, just looking.
No, don't move, sir.
Why, what's the matter?
He's looking you over, Trevor.
What?
We aren't making the best of ourselves, are we, sir?
Aren't we?
What exactly can I do for you?
Oh, I was looking for a cardigan.
Oh, splendid. May I suggest something in sage green?
With his complexion? No, I don't think so. We need more colour. What about burnt cinnamon?
I have the very thing.
Excuse me, Trevor.
Thank you.
What do you think?
Could have been made for you, Trevor.
It's very distinguished.
I don't look too bad, do I? Quite nice. How much?
£74.95. It's cashmere, sir. It's pure wool.
I don't care if it's pure gold. I'm not paying £74.95. I could get the whole sheep for that. So I'll just wait for the sale. Could I see a tie?
If you insist, will you come this way, sir?
Oh, Howard, thank you.
I suppose you realise that that's stealing.
Oh, Lofty!
Greasy.
Well, of course I know it's stealing. I'm not stupid.
Greasy sprigs. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm shoplifting, aren't I? Actually, I'm not thinking for something in suede.
Something in suede? You can't shoplift here. Put it back at once.
Well, what's the matter, Lofty? It's not your patch, is it?
Of course it's not my patch. I'm not a shoplifter.
Oh, well, neither am I. I'm a burglar, as you well know. I mean, breaking an entry is my game, but it's been getting very dangerous. I mean, householders have become extremely violent these days. A savage dog, shotguns, even antique swords. I could end up in a pool of blood in somebody's hearthrug. Oh, no. Anyway, it's not too good for my heart. The doctor says I've got to do something more sedentary. Less exciting.
Well, it won't be less exciting when they catch you, and you'll get caught, Greasy. You always do. Let's face it, you were a lousy burglar.
Yeah, well, you weren't too good at embezzling.
What? Look, I spent 2 years telling you I was innocent. Now, go on. Put it all back.
Oh, come on, Lofty. I mean, where's the harm? There's a 10% markup to allow for shoplifting. We're all paying for this.
Well, you're not paying for it. Lifting it.
Yeah, well, that's true. Would you like me to get something for you?
No, I wouldn't. And will you stop calling me Lofty? Now, go on, put it back.
And what will you do if I don't?
I'll report you.
No, you wouldn't do that. What are they going to think? Two old lags together?
I'm not an old lag.
And I would always say that you are my accomplice.
Greasy. You wouldn't do that. We spent 2 years in a cell together. I thought we were good friends.
Well, no, we weren't. I mean, you made me take that top bunk. At my age, with my arthritis, suppose I'd rolled out. I mean, I spent 2 years hanging up there like a bleeding bat. I mean, not that you cared.
Of course I cared. Nothing worse for arthritis than inactivity. I thought climbing up to that bunk every night would do you good. I was concerned about your health.
Oh, yeah. Then why did you take my extra blanket?
Did I do that?
Yeah, of course you did. And when I complained about it, you said, well, why bother? I mean, you've got one foot in the grave already. Oh, I hated you with your Ponzi ways and your Montalbano records. So you just hope that I not get caught. For your sake.
I think the suede's over there.
That's right.
Oh, and Greasy, there's a bra hanging out of your pocket.
No, thanks. Just a little something for the wife. Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have that, mate. It doesn't suit you at all. It's Steng.
It happens to be my own jacket.
Oh, sorry. Now, this is what you should be wearing. You know, it's pure cashmere. I mean, dead elegant.
It should be at £74.95.
Well, as much as that?
Yes.
Oh, the price of things these days, it's criminal.
This man shoplifting.
Oh, no, you're mistaken.
No, he's stuffing things into his pockets.
Well, perhaps he hasn't got a shopping bag.
No, don't be ridiculous. You get an assistant while I detain him.
No, Trevor, don't get involved. Mind your own business.
It is our business. It's everyone's business. Stay where you are.
Well, why should I?
Because you are shoplifting.
Well, what makes you think I'm shoplifting?
You have a bra hanging out of your pocket. Now, stay where you are. I'm going to make a citizen's arrest.
Oh, no, don't you try and arrest me, mate. I've done karate. One kick from these feet, you'll end up in casualty.
Come on. Come on. I've got you cornered.
Oh, no, that's your first mistake. I'm even more dangerous when I'm cornered.
Trevor, why are you trying to attack this little man?
He's shoplifting, Howard.
Is he, by George? One moment. I don't know you, sir, but judging by the pallor of your skin, I would suggest that you were recently a guest of Her Majesty's government.
Oh, yes, that's quite right, sir.
You poor devil. And out of a job, too, I suppose?
Oh, well, no one would give me a job, sir, not with my record.
You mean you're a recidivist?
Yeah, and that as well, sir.
You see, Trevor, no one will give him a chance.
Well, I'm not surprised if he keeps swiping things.
But that's desperation. It's a cry for help.
That's what it is. It's a cry for help.
Society has a lot to answer for. I mean, look at the poor, tattered wretch. Don't you feel sorry for him?
No, not a bit. It is our duty to report him.
Duty? That's a cold word, Trevor. What about understanding and forgiveness? I mean, what do we know about this man, this drifting flotsam on the human tide of misery?
Ah, yes, well, that's what I am, sir, drifting flotsam. You see, I haven't had your advantages, you see, sir. I come from a deprived home. We all had rickets.
Did you hear that? Oh, infirm, years in prison, grinding poverty, and rickets.
I don't care about his rickets. He's breaking the law.
Well, what about his family?
Family? You should have thought of them before.
Oh, yeah, well, I was thinking about them, sir. I mean, there's the wife, and my unmarried daughter, and their little boy. I mean, all sitting there without a loaf of bread in the house.
Did you hear that, Trevor? A wife, an unmarried daughter, and a sickly child.
No, he didn't say sickly.
Well, they weren't getting any nourishment, so it must have been sickly.
He was sickly, all right, sir.
Not a crust on the table, and that little child crying, "Where's Grandad? When's Grandad coming?" But Grandad isn't coming because Grandad's in the cooler, put there by you. And you talk about duty. Now, listen to me, my man. I have a confession to make to you. I, too, have been in prison.
Howard!
You said... I don't believe it.
Oh, yes, I, too, have known the stigma. I, too, have known what it is like to be an outcast in society.
Yes, all right, Howard, we know all about that.
There you are, sir. Will there be anything else?
No, that'll be all, thank you.
Very good, sir.
Well, thank you very much, sir. I thank you, my wife thanks you, my daughter thanks you, my sickly little grandchild thanks you. And when we're sitting round our humble table tonight, we'll all drink your health, sir. Oh, yes, that's what we'll do, sir.
Just a moment. Haven't you forgotten something?
What's that?
You're going to put the stuff back.
Oh, Trevor, isn't that rather dangerous? I mean, think of the irony if he got caught putting it back. Perhaps he could return it by post.
No, he won't get caught, Howard. We'll keep watch.
Well, just a moment. No, I can't afford to get involved in this sort of thing. I'll keep watch over here.
Get on with it. Have you got rid of the stuff?
Oh, yes, sir, I've got rid of it all right.
Good. You wouldn't believe it, Mary, if you didn't see it with your own eyes. This little man shoplifting as bold as brass. It's an epidemic. I don't know what the country's coming to. No wonder things are such a price. It doesn't pay, to be honest, anymore.
Yes, but did you get anything?
Oh, yes, I got a very nice tie.
What about the cardigan?
Oh, they had a lovely cardigan, cashmere, burnt cinnamon. But they wanted nearly £80 for it, and I wasn't paying that. Oh, no.
What's that?
What? Good Lord.
What is it?
Nothing. Don't stare. Don't draw attention to me. Stop looking at the bag.
It's that cardigan.
Keep your voice down. I know it's that cardigan. They'll think the worst, Mary. They don't know me as well as you do.
What made you do it?
What made me do it was that little man.
You mean he gave you the idea?
Oh, he must have slipped it in when I wasn't looking.
That's not all. There's
What?
3 shirts. A bottle of scotch. And a bra.
Oh, Mary, this looks bad.
Yes.
They'll think I've taken them.
Yes.
But don't keep saying yes. Don't you believe me?
Yes. Of course I believe you. You wouldn't do anything like that, not intentionally.
Well, I should think not.
Probably some mental derangement. You have been working very hard just lately. You could have absent-mindedly...
But what about the little man?
He could be a figment of your disturbed mind. You have been under considerable strain.
Oh, this is marvellous. That is your estimate of the situation, is it? I have gone off my trolley. Well, all I can say is thank goodness a wife can't give evidence against her husband. Well, here's Howard. Now, he will tell you what happened.
Something wrong, Trevor?
Howard, I want you to glance into that bag. I don't want you to express any surprise or draw attention to us. And then I want you to tell me, very quietly, what you think I should do.
You crafty devil.
What?
Well, I must say I didn't see you do it.
Do what?
Take them.
I didn't take them.
Oh, no, of course not.
It was that little man.
You mean the little man that you were lecturing on shoplifting?
Yes, he must have slipped them in the bag when I wasn't looking.
Oh, yes, of course.
What do you think I should do?
Leave by the side door. I expect they're watching the front, and if they do pounce, don't mention my name. I can't afford to get involved in this sort of thing. I've given an undertaking as to my future conduct.
What sort of thing? This is marvellous, isn't it? No one believes me.
I'm sorry, Trevor. I do believe you. It was such a shock, that's all. Well, what are you going to do?
Well, I'm certainly not going to leave the shop. I'm going to take them back and explain things to them.
No, Trevor, I wouldn't do that.
No, of course you wouldn't, but you're naturally devious, Howard. I happen to believe that honesty is the best policy.
Suppose they don't believe you.
Of course they'll believe me. I also happen to believe, Mary, that honesty and decency show in the face. So, if you'll excuse me... Oh, excuse me. I'd like to return with 1 or 2...
Very interesting selection, if I may say so, sir. Bottle of scotch, aftershave, shirts, cardigan, and a lady's brassiere. Obviously not a methodical man, more a will-o'-the-wisp. What have you got to say for yourself?
I've already told you these things were put in my bag by a little man.
You mean your accomplice?
He was not my accomplice. I've never seen him before in my life.
Oh, come, sir, you can't expect me to believe that. He's obviously in it with you. Now, can I have your name and address, please?
Certainly not. I have done nothing wrong, and I am not obliged to give you my name and address.
Well, perhaps you prefer to give it to the police.
Police?
Yes, would you like me to ring them?
No. My name is Cashmere. Charles Cashmere.
Cashmere.
And as these things are technically in my possession, I'm quite prepared to pay for them.
Inspector Bolter, New Scotland Yard. How do you do? Doing a spot of shopping, heard about the arrest, thought I'd investigate it firsthand. Now then, how do you get the stuff out of the shop? What do you do with it when you get it out, and who's your fence? Now speak up, I want the truth and I want it fast. I am not known for my kid glove methods, so watch your step.
I'm afraid you don't understand, sir. I am the security officer.
Oh. Are you really?
Yes. This is the man that we apprehended.
I see. I'm very sorry about that, Mr.
Cutforth.
Cutforth. That name's familiar. Cutforth. I know that name. I never forget a name. Down at the yard, I am known as the memory man. Once I get a name in here, it is locked in forever. Cutforth. Never mind, it'll come to me. So, this is the suspect. I'd never have believed it. Look at the honesty in that face. I thought I knew the criminal type, but this one is for the book. You see, over the years, I've made a study of the criminal face. That's why I came straight to you, Cutforth. The high forehead, the ears set close to the skull. A sure sign of a shoplifter.
What?
Yes, well, we can't always go by appearances. So, who is this man?
He says his name's Cashmere.
Cashmere. I don't believe that. Right, don't play games with me, Cashmere, or whatever your name is, because down at the yard, I am known as the wine press.
I thought it was the memory man.
The memory man and the wine press. The memory man because I never forget a name, and the wine press because I squeeze the truth out of people like juice from a grape.
Oh.
Right, now let's have a look at the loot. Some aftershave, a bottle of scotch and a bra. Gonna make quite a night of it, won't you, sir?
I protest.
Sit down. You're not going anywhere. Ah, what have we here? A cashmere cardigan.
That's brilliant. Perhaps you'd like to question the assistant.
No, not yet. Best let Cashmere tell the story in his own words.
I've already said these things were put in my bag by a little man.
You expect me to believe that?
Yes.
But it's incredible, and yet strangely. I feel that you are telling the truth. I have never seen a more open and honest face. And yet, as a policeman, I must mistrust everything you say.
If he's so innocent, why does he call himself Cashmere? Why can't he give his proper name and address?
Don't worry about that. By the time I'm finished with him, he'll be begging to give his name and address. Now then, I'm not going to search you. That would be unethical. What I'm going to do is brush up against you accidentally. And somehow your wallet is going to find itself in my hand. Oh. And then I'm going to look inside it, like this. My word. The amount of money in this wallet, and in very old notes. They must have been here a long time. Said, I don't suppose you spend much the way you shop.
That's the point. I can pay for the things I want.
Often the case with shoplifters.
That's very true.
I am not a shoplifter.
All the facts point to it, I'm afraid, and yet there's something about your voice that rings true. An air of innocence that disturbs me. Let's see who you really are. Good heavens!
Who is he?
I'm afraid I can't reveal that. All I can say is I'm very sorry to see a man of your eminence in this unhappy position. Your Grace. I knew there was something different about you the moment I came into the room. Now, all I can do is apologise and assure you that you will hear no more of the matter.
Just a minute. He's not leaving here until I know who he is.
I'm afraid I can't divulge that. If this man appeared in court, it could undermine the very fabric of our society. All his reforms, his political influence, his international reputation would crumble. Now, if you'll just come along with me, my lord.
Now, wait a moment. There's something you're forgetting. The little man.
Oh, you'll never see him again.
Oh, yes, you will. He's in there. Will you come through, please?
Oh, blimey, they brought you in, have they, Lofty?
Don't call me Lofty, you scum! Inspector Bolter, to you.
What? Oh, yes, of course, Inspector.
You know this man?
Of course I know him. He's filth. A three-time loser. I've been watching him for some time. All right, the game's up, Fingers.
Fingers?
Don't try denying anything. You thought I was going to catch you red-handed. That's why you planted the stuff on this gentleman. You vermin. Am I right, sir?
Well, I did tell him to put them back, and he must have put them in my bag.
You see? What did I tell you? We are in the presence of a saint. One man who is prepared to give you a second chance, and how do you repay him? By incriminating him. You slime.
I can't help it. I come from a broken home.
Don't give me that bilge, Fingers. I've been watching you for a long time.
But shoplifting is a cry for help, sir. I mean, I can't cope with modern society.
I'm not talking about shoplifting. I'm talking about the Billingsgate bullion snatch.
Billingsgate bullion snatch?
Oh, yes. He's not just a simple shoplifter, Cutforth. You have netted a big one.
I don't know anything about that, Joe.
You'll have to prove that. I want names, dates, places. Where were you on the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th and 10th of November, 1973?
I can't remember that.
How very convenient. Now I'm going to take you down to the Nick and I'm going to sweat the truth out of you. And by the time I'm finished, you'll be singing like a canary. Now, perhaps you'd like to come along as well, sir. I'm sure that the Chief Constable would like to apologise to you personally, and I only hope it won't affect your donations to the Police Benevolent Fund.
No.
No, wait,
Oh, yes, and Cutforth, your part in this will not go unrewarded.
Howard, have you explained everything?
Howard? Who's Howard?
Please, no names. Howard has not yet revealed his identity. I will not have his name mentioned in this office. If his name should get into the papers, it could shake the very foundations of our society.
That's very true, Mary.
What?
All I can say is that he will be leaving this office without a stain on his character, with his reputation unblemished. To go forth and carry on his good work.
Yes, sir, thank you very much.
Right, come on, Greasy.
Wait a minute. I thought you said his name was Fingers.
It is Greasy Fingers.